Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to you're in the right place. This is Total Transformation Secrets, and I'm Dr. Lisa Singletary. My backdrop is because I have an event coming up in 1 week. Can you believe it? So next week, immediately after this Total Transformation Secrets, Coach Judy and I will be doing the Faith, Fitness, and Freedom uh, webinar. But we've got business to take care of today. So let me hit a couple of buttons and we will get started. All right. Can you believe it is the end of April? Can you believe it? When I say that, this is our last Saturday in April. We still have a few more days, but this month, all month, we were talking about mitochondrial mastery. We talk about our energy powerhouses of the cell. And today is measurement day. So we're talking about tracking your mitochondria. 7 secret ways to track your energy without lab tests. It's webinar 19, and we are uh, on the road. We've started up our engines and we fueled up, and we're on the road to optimal wellness. So by the end of this session, you will discover 7 powerful secrets that allow you to track and master your energy levels with no lab tests and no guesswork, and no more wondering, what's wrong with me? You'll learn how to spot the early signs of mitochondrial burnout. You'll learn how to use everyday clues to measure your progress. And you'll learn how to reclaim your energy with clarity, not confusion. So I'm going to show you 7 no lab ways to track your energy. And here's secret number 1. We're jumping right in. That is, you can give yourself a morning energy score. So how you feel in the first 10 minutes after waking is a direct reflection of your mitochondrial readiness. You know, the first time I read this, uh, I thought it was after walking. And I was like, well, yeah, that's true. How you feel in the first minute or even in the first 5 minutes after walking is also a reflection of how your body recovers. But this one is for after waking. You get up. Are you dreading the day, or are you rip roaring and ready to go? Key point number 2, tracking your bounce back score. So when something happens, whether it's something physical, something emotional, something mental, how long does it take you to recover? And that's that first minute to first 5 minutes after walking, right? That's your recovery indicator. And all you have to do is keep track. Give yourself a score from, let's say, 0 to 5. That's a good rating. And uh, put it in a little journal and keep track. And you'll see patterns. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for patterns over time. Oh, so here's your action step. I'm skipping ahead of myself. So ask yourself, how do you feel in the first 10 minutes after waking or walking? And give yourself a 0 to 10 rating system. And then track it over 7 days and look for the patterns. Secret number 2. So that was your morning waking score, your morning energy score. Secret number 2 is the brain fog barometer. Your brain uses up to 20% of your body's energy. So your mental clarity is a measure of your mitochondrial function. If you're struggling to focus or complete tasks, this could be a signal that your energy isn't regulated, not just that, your habits might be poor. So what can you do? Here's the question. Can you focus for 30 minutes or more without distraction? And then use a simple log to track your minutes. And again, we're just tracking over time and looking at the patterns. Secret number 3, the 6-minute walk test. And here's that's one that people use, health professionals use in the clinics. Your endurance and recovery time reveal mitochondrial fitness and oxygen efficiency. Improvements in this test can reflect better nutrient absorption and progress in decreasing the inflammation in your body. So what do we do? Keep track. You're going to hear this every time. Keep track daily and compare every 2 weeks. And here's a bonus. Walk outdoors daily after meals, and that will give you a metabolic boost. We talked about in previous total transformation Zooms how walking right after a meal can help your blood sugar balance and can do so much more. Secret number 4. I know we're going fast, but I have a lot of secrets, so we like to get a lot done in a little bit of time. The energy dip diary. Dale, if you know that you're crashing or slumping, at a certain time during the day, and you see that pattern, that can give you a clue, right? It can point to blood sugar instability, something with your digestion, or missing nutrition. So the timing is very important. And in order to get that timing, we need to keep track. So chart your energy, whether it's highs or lows. And if you really want to see what's going on, do it every hour for 3 to 5 days. Now that sounds like a lot, doesn't it? But I remember when I was in, let's see, not medical, it was residency. The government decided they wanted to know what we do with our time, what the residents do. And we had to track what we were doing every 15 minutes. It was crazy. But years later, I didn't know I was part of a government study, but years later, there were the statistics of what happens in the life of a medical resident or a medical student. And they made some big changes based on that. So I didn't get the advantage of all the cushy changes they made because we were working so hard. That was quite the thing. That every 15 minutes, just stop and this was, we didn't have electronic medical records either, right? So uh, that brought me back to that memory. Okay, secret number 5. This one is so important. Your sleep quality score. So, why is it so important? Sleep is when mitochondrial repair happens. If you have poor sleep at night, you're going to have poor energy output the next day. I don't think that's a crazy bit of information for anybody. I think you've all experienced that, right? But it's not just how long you sleep, but how effective your sleep was, how restored you feel shows that you're getting more quality in your rest and restoration time. So on a 1 to 5 scale, think about how easy it is for you to fall asleep. How long can you stay asleep? Do you wake up and throughout the night? And when you wake up in the morning, how refreshed do you feel? Now, these days, they have apps, they have rings, they have all kinds of ways to help you keep track of your sleep. But it's so important in all phases of your health. Now, here's a bonus. You know, I love a good bonus. Add a calming wind down ritual or magnesium rich snack as part of your bedtime routine. And the other one is to cut your screens an hour before you go to bed. Secret number 6, the mood resilience tracker. So when your moods are unstable and you just can't control it, how you're reacting, there's often inflammation going on, nutritional depletion, or gut imbalances. Gut-brain connection, anybody? So, oh no, I put two, I doubled up this one. So I'll just tell you that uh, with the gut, the reason for the gut-brain connection is that your gut makes hormones, neurotransmitters that affect your brain and they affect your mood. And 80% of some of these hormones that respond in the brain and that we studied in the brain, we didn't know your gut has its own brain. And it has such a profound effect that 80% of some of these neurotransmitters are made in the gut. So it's everything is connected, right? And so let me make a note to correct. I can't see this. Oh, slide number 29. Okay. So your action step is tracking irritability, anxiety, overwhelm in a journal. Watch for the patterns. And what we really want to see is if we have a, a spike or uptick in some of these things, we want to see them come down. Like, it's okay to have some stress. That's part of life. What's not okay if it's constant. And the other thing you can do is not just track your negative emotions, but track your gratitude as well. And I love one of our communities. We have Feedback Friday, which is really thankful. We give our gratitude on that call. It's such a good practice. And secret number 7, the joy meter. So joy is a high vibration state, and it has a positive correlation with improved immune function and improved mitochondrial function. So your ability to experience and sustain joy is a reliable indicator of deep wellness. And the converse is true as well. If you can't experience and sustain joy, and there's some diagnoses such as Parkinson's disease where there's something called anhedonia. They don't feel joy because that part of the brain doesn't make dopamine, which is one of our reward and success neurotransmitters. So here's an action step. And again, to track, what brought me joy today? Or was I too tired to enjoy it? Now, that's kind of a passive step, but I want to boost it up with an active step, which is find one joyful moment a day and record how it felt. So not just, did something randomly happen that I recognized that brought me joy, but look for the joy. And our bonus secret, well, you can put it all in one spot, and I call it the food, mood, energy diet. So what you eat affects your energy, and there's a timing to that. Your gut does things in waves. There's motion. There's what we call peristalsis. And it takes time for the things that you eat to get broken down into microscopic pieces and be absorbed and then have an effect in the body. So you might notice a pattern that a couple of hours after you eat certain foods, you'll have certain feelings or certain dips in your energy. So we want to see those patterns. And then we want to identify the foods that trigger those feelings. You might call them energy draining meals or nourishing patterns, energy giving meals. So, keeping track, again, the first time you do it might not give you a lot of information, right? The second time you do it, maybe not. But if you're tracking your food mood, and I'm getting ahead of the next slide, right? The action step. Track what you eat and then how you feel 1 to 2 hours later. And look for the mood swings, the brain fog, the inflammation signs. And you can make just a little chart like this. I used Canva for that little chart, but you put the time of day, what was the food that you ate, the time that you ate it, and then 2 hours later, how did you feel? More energy, less energy, etc. Woo! So we got a lot done in a little bit of time. We went through 7 ways to track your energy without lab tests. Now, that's not to say lab tests don't help, but we don't need the lab test or we can have these shifts and patterns and still have normal lab tests. So sometimes we can do things when we catch them early or when we catch them when they're subtle. Okay, so never introduced myself. I'm Dr. Lisa Singletary, the 100-pound weight loss specialist, and we're talking about empowerment and transformation. Today is measurement day. So every week we cycle through my 5 M's of total transformation. And today is measurement day, which is why I'm wearing red. And my sorority sisters will be happy about that. So this is the last Saturday in April. I can't believe it. But just to let you know, I am a physician. I retired to take care of my parents, which is part of my story, but I have a master's degree in public health, and I'm a holistic health educator. And I'm passionate about empowering your transformation and getting you to your optimal health goals. So 2006, I had a lot of energy working for me. I used ballroom dancing to elevate my mood, to get my exercise. My metabolism was going, but 2008, I went home to take care of my parents, and I unfortunately had to give up the ballroom dancing. And so all of that all those metabolic changes that the dancing was helping me to mitigate, they came upon me, plus the stress, right? So 8 years later, I needed my father's wheelchair just to get around the house. I needed a miracle. Now, this is my disclaimer slide because in health and wellness, we don't talk about miracles. We don't talk about diagnosing, curing, preventing, mitigating, or healing any diseases. Although I did mention the disease today, Parkinson's. But hopefully you feel disclaimed, because that's my disclaimer. I'm not giving you a medical consultation right now. But I am telling you, I personally, in my own body, needed a miracle. And when I tracked, here's the power of tracking, right? I tracked when I turned 60 what my weight had been over the past 6 decades. And I realized that something happened that changed the trajectory of my weight, of my life, of my health, and helped me move from the picture on the left to the picture on the right to the picture that's still changing today. So we discovered the secrets today. 7 secrets of tracking your energy. None of them required a single lab test. So we're deep, deep, deep into spring, our spring schedule. And then, oh, I didn't move the toggle. I forget to move this slot. Oh, can I do it? There we go. Thank you, Canva. I tell you, Canva's going to take a little while. Today was webinar 19, and this is the last day for Energy Mitochondria Month. But next week, we start the May cycle, and we have 5 Saturdays in May, so each of the M's gets their own Saturday. And all the month of May, we'll be talking about hormones and weight loss. So for mindset, how to reset your body, macronutrients, secret protein and hormone for protein and hormonal balance, micronutrients. We'll talk about micronutrients, the micronutrients and supplements that help to balance hormones and burn fat. Motion, we'll talk about muscle mass, and measurement, we'll talk about tracking your hormonal balance and metabolism. Ooh, and right after next week's Total Transformation Zoom will be this very special event that Coach Judy and I are teaming up for, the Wonderfully Whole Faith, Fitness, and Freedom webinar. And I hope you can all join us. So just scan that QR code or go to drlisasingletary.com/faith, fitness, freedom, but put some hyphens in there. So faith-fitness-freedom/invitation. All right. And I like to give you the bonus secret that actually helped to turn my weight chart around, turn my life around. And that is bonus secret number 2, giving your mitochondria complete nutrition. And so these are my 5 steps to nutritional completeness. Step number 1, avoid the bad foods. When we take in foods that cause inflammation and create toxicity, or that are toxic to the body, we're setting off a whole cascade of bad situations. So we want to avoid those foods that cause inflammation. Step 2, we want to take in the 90 essential nutrients. And they are nutrients our bodies need every single day to perform optimally. Step 3, sometimes the natural things that our bodies make to deal with oxidative stress and inflammation get overwhelmed. And that's more and more and more these days because of those very food toxins that we talked about in step 1, environmental toxins such as pollution, electromagnetic overwhelm, stress overwhelm. So we want to take care of the oxidative stress. So we give our bodies extra antioxidants, adaptogens, and anti-inflammatories. That's step 3. Step 4, you've heard it said that you are what you absorb. No, that is not true. Oh, that is true. You heard it said that you are what you eat. There you go. That happened. I saw people do that, mix up their metaphors. Hold on. You're not what you eat. You are what you absorb. So we have to take care of our gut. We have to take care of our gut lining. We have to take care of our gut microbiome. We have to take care of every inch of our gut, starting with chewing our food properly, right? That starts the whole thing off. And then step 5, woo-wee, welcome to Wellness Wonderland. That's where most people try to start. They'll tell me, oh, well, I'm taking vitamin this, or I'm taking olive leaf that, or So they think they've got it all taken care of. Well, no, they're missing the first four steps. So, uh, step five, Wellness Wonderland, have at it. Do all the things in the health food store. Do all the things that you see: red light or infrared masks, cooling helmets, just all the things. But you're not going to get the most out of them, and they may even work against you if you you're not building your um, exploration on the four first steps. Okay, so how did I get the 90 essential nutrients? Did I have 90 bottles on my table and I had to go through each one every day? Thankfully, no. There's a way to get the 90 essential nutrients, the right dosage, the right time of day to optimize your mornings and, so importantly, recharge your evenings. So here's your big action step. If you're not sure where to start, or if you don't know where to get those 90 nutrients, or you just want to find out, okay, where am I right now? What's my health score? Because you can get a personalized health score. It's rated from 0 to 100. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I know people that went into the negatives, like negative 100 but again, just like um, the tracking that we've talked about for the 7 steps of tracking your energy or 7 ways of tracking your energy, uh, the health score is something that we track. So it doesn't matter where you start off. What matters is as we go on the journey and you take the test month after month, that your score is elevating, that tells us that you're on the right track. If your score is staying the same or dropping and you're not at optimal health yet, well, then we can do some tweaks. But for any journey, you need to know a couple things. You need to know where you're starting. And so this getting your health score tells you where to start. And you need to know where you're going and you need to know how you're going to get there. So scan the code or go to the link drlisasingletary.online/health hyphen hub. I like saying health dash hub, but it's really not a dash, it's a hyphen. So anyway, thank you for joining me today for webinar 19. Can't believe it, where we track your energy without blood tests. And we're going to repeat this at a watch party tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, on my YouTube channel. And so it will be a premiere. I'll be live in the comments, so please welcome back. Those of you who are here live, thank you for joining me live. And for those of you who are watching the replay, well, you can't watch the replay until after 9 o'clock. But for those of you who join me for the replay, I can't wait. I love a good premiere. I love a good watch party. So let's see. We got it all done. 57 slides. Whoa. So we are shining light on the secrets. So thank you everyone for joining us today for webinar 19. And we'll see you next week we'll see you tonight for the watch party. And we'll see you next week for webinar 20 and faith, fitness, and freedom. Now, if you're here, don't go. I want to get the class photo. So for those of you on the recording, I love you. Mwah. We will see you the next time.